everybody, this is the first episode of my map making series, which is basically just going to be a series where I create an adventure map. And as you can tell, the mic is probably pretty bad because this is my first time doing commentary, so that's probably also pretty bad. So for this map, I pretty much have two main goals. The first is to create a very top-notch adventure map. It's going to probably be like one of the best that's ever been made, or maybe I'm just getting my hopes a little high, but that's the plan, is to make a very good one. And my second goal is to include the community, which is basically just people watching, as much as possible. So I'll be asking for feedback and everything a lot, and I really want you guys to give me ideas. So for this first episode, I'm basically just going to give you guys an overview of what the story is for the map, which I already planned out the entire story. And of course there will probably be some changes, but I'm just going to tell you what I have planned for the story of the map. This video is also going to be probably a little more boring than the videos to come, so hopefully you guys will stick around, bear with me on this first video because I just need to explain some things, and then we'll do some cool stuff with the map. Alright, so I'm going to give you all an overview of the story. And I already have the whole thing planned out, as you see by all the signs, and I'm just gonna read what I have. So Theo, who is the main character, which will be the player, is out hunting when the story begins. While he's hunting, he talks to a guy. So he talks to a guy who tells him that he fled the village of Sylvmont, which is it's Theo's home village, and it's going to be like a village on a mountain surrounded by forest. So that's what I have planned for that. And so Theo goes back to the village and locates some people who are hiding in the mines, and of course the village is still under attack when he gets there. So he goes down to the mine, and then something happens and they all get trapped in there. So after a while of a lot of exploring, he finds a way out of the mines, and by the time that he gets out there, the attackers have left. The attackers, by the way, are the soldiers of Malantan. After the attackers have left, he finds clues in the village that tell him where the attackers came from, and he also finds out that his father has been kidnapped, and his father is Amadeus, who is also the leader of the village, which is kind of why he's been kidnapped. And also, I didn't write on the sign, but a bunch of other people from the village were also kidnapped. So he sets out on a journey to find the attackers, and what I'm planning for that is to have a very big world that you have to navigate, kind of. There's going to be a set path, but you have to basically explore to get to the end and get to the city. So after his big long journey, he finds the city where the attackers came from, which is, again, Malantan, or however you want to pronounce it. So he goes undercover in the city, and he tries to find out where the prisoners are. He talks to a guy named Arthur, who works for a guy named Archamal, who is the leader of the city that he kind of took over. Arthur gives Theo some top secret information about the city, and he finds out that they are planning to attack another friendly village, So Theo tries to take out Archimal, but he fails and he gets caught. So he gets put in jail, and when he gets put in jail, he finds the other prisoners from his village as well as his father. Him and his dad escape from prison, which is going to be hopefully a big complex castle thing, and together they take out a bunch of enemy supplies and try to weaken the army. So while the enemy army is still functioning, it's severely weakened. So they decide to still attack the village that they were planning to, but Theo and his dad get to the village before the army does, and they warn the village that they're going to be attacked. And the village gets their army prepared for the attack, and when the two armies fight, the village wins, like the small village. The small village, by the way, is Flintbrook, which is going to be an icy, snow-themed mountain area thing. So after Flintbrook wins the battle over Malanton, the Flintbrook attacks the city to try to get rid of all the bad people, including Archimal, or Archimal, I don't really know how to pronounce his name. It's just based off of Greek roots. So they free all the prisoners that were kept there, and during all the chaos of the city getting attacked, Archimal kills Amadeus, which is Theo's father. And then Theo goes and kills Archimal, and he does that while the tower is being torn apart, and it's gonna be really cool. That's what I'm planning. So then Theo decides to let Arthur rule the city as long as he promises to keep it peaceful. Keep it peaceful. Also, I'll just go over this one last time. Sylvmont is Theo's home village, and it's a village on a forest mountain area. Malanton is a city where the attackers and enemies are from, and it's a sandstone themed city. It's supposed to be really big. And Flintbrook is a small village that is going to get attacked by Malanton. Pardon my terrible camera work, by the way. This village, Flintbrook, is an ice and snow themed thing on a mountain. And Theo is the main character. It's the character that the player will be. Archimal is the evil guy who took over Malanton. He sends his army to attack villages. Amadeus is Theo's dad, who is the leader of Sylvmont. Arthur, he works for Archimal, but he kind of turns his back on him and gives Theo some secret information. So this area right here is going to be all the enemies. And of course all these enemies are from Malanton, the evil city. So all of these, this is like what the mobs are going to be wearing, and this is what the mobs will be, and this is what they'll be called. So the first thing is the Royal Guards, which will be inside the city guarding the Archimal, who's like the leader. They'll be wearing this, and they'll have an iron sword. The second enemy is our archers, which are basically just skeletons. They have this kind of armor. The next thing is zombie pigmen, which are the brutes or savages. They will be having a diamond sword and some iron armor. Some of it's enchanted. The next thing are skeletons, which are agiles. They are wearing this, and they have this sword which has knockback 2 and sharpness 1. The next thing are axemen, which are basically just your average zombie with armor and an axe. Not really many modifications. And the last one are crossbowmen, which are snipers, which I featured this concept in one of my most recent videos. They're going to be like that. They have a gold chestplate so you can spot them easily, and the bow has power 127, which basically just kills you in one hit. Alright, so that's just about everything for the first episode. Of course, leave me your suggestions for enemies if you think there should be more, and story if you think that... Hey Rory. If you think that the story should be better. Alright, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. This guy, by the way, helped me with a lot of the story and stuff. So, yeah, he's talking about puking or something. But anyway, see you guys next time.